Don't copy and you make 10K a month. About a month from now, it would be a full year since I made my first ever 10K a month, and you could go to a video titled My Step-by-Step Plan to Make Money Online. I believe that was the title of the video. And in the video, I outlined exactly how I was going to make my first ever 10K a month. And best believe 30 days after that, I did hit my goal. And the reason why I was able to hit this goal is because I did not copy. I did not copy anyone. I did not copy anything that was trendy. Instead, I kind of took a different path, a path that not everybody was taking. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about today. I want to show you a way that you can actually reach your goals, your financial goals, whether that be making your first ever 10K or even your first 5K. I want to show you exactly how you can do that in the fastest way possible without having to rely on anything that's trendy and going down a path that's completely unique to you. First ever business that I considered starting, I first came into the online business game back in like 2017, when the idea of dropshipping was just picking up, and I came across a video of Beheza, and that really sparked my interest in making money and reaching my financial goals. Of course, back then my brain wasn't big enough, I wasn't old enough to comprehend what was going on. I couldn't even create a store. I couldn't even come up with a business name. So I couldn't really get into such business. So I stopped on the idea. However, I still did keep in mind that in some time in the future, I want to make money online. Fast forward a couple of years later, 2022, I decided to get into SMMA and start an agency. Now, the thing is, when I started an agency, I had no experience whatsoever in growing a business. I had no experience. I had no experience in marketing. I didn't have any skills. All I had was just ambition towards reaching a certain financial goal. So what I did was, I began to go through YouTube and honestly dive into anything that I could get my hands on to develop skills. And when I tell you, it was the most not only time consuming, but also energy consuming thing ever, you wouldn't even comprehend exactly what I had to go through. By time consuming, I didn't mean that it was a waste of time. No, don't get me wrong. Learning new skills is absolutely essential when it comes to reaching your goals and setting new highs in your life. But I mean, time consuming is that I was looking at a bunch of videos that had literally no useful information. Everybody was saying the same thing over and over and over again. I would click on a video, that exact same YouTuber would be copying what the previous YouTube video said. Everybody was copying everything, just changing the wording. That did not resonate with me. And by energy consuming, I meant that I had to do so much manual work that I hated my life for it. I was like, this is not what I'm looking for. I want to be running a business and make money through something that I am passionate about, something that truly gets me up in the morning and gets me going. So for 7 months during my agency run, I was doing nothing but time consuming stuff and energy consuming stuff, thinking that I was actually moving the needle forward in my life. However, I wasn't actually doing anything. And when it finally came the time when I signed my first client, do you know what I did? I shut down my agency. I could have easily stayed on the exact same path and made so much money with my agency, but I decided that this is not for me. Why? Because it was time consuming, energy consuming, and I had no sort of passion. Even if the business could have made me so much money, I did not care about it because it wasn't something that truly sparked energy in me. It didn't get me excited. So when I shut down my agency, I went back to square one. I didn't have any clients to work with. Only had one testimonial from that client that I worked with, but it wasn't enough testimonials to go out there and create enough business. So what did I do? I went ahead and I got a job as an appointment setter. Now, of course, this wasn't my first ever job. I did have a job before that, but my first ever official job in the online space was an appointment setter. My job was simple. I worked as an appointment setter for someone who was selling online info around parenting. And my job was simple, to set as many appointments as I possibly could, and in exchange, I would get a commission for it. Although I did not like the job, best believe I did not even get paid enough. Although I was booking so many appointments, the person wasn't able to close enough deals. The only reason I got into that job was because it was like a stepping stone into figuring out what I wanted to do. And actually, you want to know something? That person that I was working for was also a young adult coach. So she would help people just like me, and perhaps you, if you're around the ages of 17 to 20 something, you're considered a young adult. She would help people like me figure out what they wanted to do in life. So I was like, okay, maybe since I'm not getting paid enough, why don't I just ask for advice and ask for help? Perhaps she could help me navigate through that part of my life and truly maybe help me figure out what I want to do with my life. Essentially, she agreed. She didn't actually agree. She offered to go on a couple of calls with me, a couple of sessions completely for free to help me navigate through my life. And we went on a deep dive of what I went through and why did I stop, what I went through in terms of what businesses did I start and why did I stop running them. And I told her that I ran an agency, which I stopped running. Then she told me, why did you stop running it? Because I told her I wasn't excited. I didn't have any sort of passion towards that business. She was like, okay, why don't you do what I do? I was like, well, explain. She was like, before I explain to you what that exactly means, I first need to ask you a couple of questions. I said, please fire away. She said, you're a young man with experience in running an agency. She told me, why don't you go and help other people who want to also run an agency do the exact same? I told her, well, basically because I shut down my agency. Why should I go out and help other people do something that I stopped doing? She was like, okay, so let's scratch that. What other sorts of experiences do you have? Well, I told her, well, I work as an appointment setter. She told me, well, you can help other people do appointment setting. I said, it's not really a guaranteed job. I'll teach them how to do appointment setting, but in terms of the job setting and helping them get jobs, it would be very difficult to teach them that part. Then she told me, okay, tell me about your life's experience. Now we're not talking about professional experience, talk about life experience. I told her, well, there did come a time in my life where I had severe anxiety. Anxiety was something that, honestly, it ruined my life. We're talking panic attacks on a daily basis. We're talking stressful moments. We're talking bunch of pendulums that I'm just feeding. Pendulums that are destroying my life. I hated it so much. But then I went on and I told her that actually helped me go through a journey of self-healing. Well, I never believed in the idea of medication or any sorts of therapy or psychiatrist. I always had a belief that as long as I get this in place, this anxiety will completely go away. She told me, well, you have a gift. I told her, what is that gift? She told me, you have a gift that not a lot of people have, which is being able to manage anxiety. And you can turn that into sort of an income. I was like, interesting. How would I do that? Where could I start? She told me, well, you could honestly just start by helping other people in your age who go through anxiety, go through a process of self-healing. The only issue is I wouldn't be able to charge good prices. You would pay me, sure, but it wouldn't be enough to really set me in a direct way to help me achieve my goals. So I pitched in the idea. I was like, okay, what if I help other people go through a self-healing process with anxiety, but I don't know, with people like around your age? She told me that'd be great. However, do you really think that people my age would work with you? I was like, what do I have to lose? I've got nothing to lose. I already don't have any money really. I mean, even at that time, having $3,000 was considered as a broke. Like if I did not have a sustainable income, that's still broke. You're not getting any business. It's nothing. So what do I have to lose? She was like, okay, tell me your game plan, Yusuf. I told her, well, what I'm gonna do is very simple. I'm gonna go out and help professionals. I just completely spelled professionals wrong. Please do not, just don't look at this. With anxiety. Okay, so I'm going to become the advisor for professionals who work a day-to-day job so they can navigate through anxiety. That was my plan at first. Then she told me, okay, she was like, Yusuf, how do you plan on getting in front of those people? I did act funny a little bit. I was like, could you possibly refer me someone? She laughed about it, but she did not respond. She just left me unopened on camera. So literally, I felt tiny embarrassed, but then again, I had nothing to lose. So I just shoot my shot anyway. She told me, why don't you just go ahead and give the content game a shot? Okay, I'm gonna post content about anxiety. Now, where do I start? Where do I get content ideas from? She told me, she was like, you want me to give you a little hack? I told her, please, go ahead. She told me that all the content that I post, aka that she posts, is not original. I said, what? Literally every single piece of content that she ever posted was not her idea. Sure, there was some stuff that were her idea, but none of it, most of it, wasn't really her original idea. She saw someone doing something that worked on them. She took it, adapted into her own personal concept, and then she fired away. Then she told me, okay, here's what you could do. You could follow my page. You can track my page and see what's working. You can go ahead and check other people's pages and see what's working in the anxiety space and copy exactly what's working. Since we figured out the content idea and how I'm gonna generate content to start posting and start attracting people, we went off the session and I got straight to work. I created my PGA offer, aka Personal Growth Advisor offer, that I'm going to be helping professionals with anxiety. Created an Instagram account, a completely new Instagram account. I started to post content. Could you guess how many clients that got me? 0. A fat 0. Perhaps not because of the content wasn't good enough, but because maybe I wasn't putting enough volume. Again, I want to get results fast. I want to make money-based decisions fast. I want to be able to get results, not too fast, but I want to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And content wasn't gonna do it on Instagram. So I was like, okay, what could I do? Sure, I did have some money saved up, which is why I went completely to ads. Now, if you want to know exactly how to run cheap ads without spending even $1,000 on ads, stay till the end, and I'm going to tell you exactly how you can do that. So stick with me. Okay. And from ads, you want to know how many clients I was able to sign within my first ever month? Actually, no. Let me not tell you about how many clients I signed. Let me tell you about how much I made within my first month of running ads. I made... Oh, I just did the exact same mistake. 10K. I made 10K first month running ads. AKA that was exactly what was outlined in the video called My Step-by-Step Plan to Make Money Online. That's exactly what got me to 10K. So you may ask, well, Yusuf, how could I adapt to the exact same concept? Well, let me tell you. Back to what I said at the beginning, that the only reason why I made 10K is because I didn't copy anyone. Instead, I built something completely unique to me, unique to who I was and my own experiences and my own setbacks and my own struggles and my own passions and skills. It didn't take me new skills, courses, or even actually mentorships. Although if I did go back in time, I would definitely choose mentorships, because it would be the one thing that could have honestly exploded my income exponentially. It didn't take me none of these new skills, courses, and mentorship to hit my first ever 10K. It took me one thing only: learning about what I already knew. You may ask, Yusuf, what do you mean learning about what I already knew? I meant seeing what I'm already good at in terms of the skills that I already have. I don't need new skills. I need to see the skills that I already have. Look at my passions, look at my setbacks, and learn about those. By learning, you could either, go on YouTube and learn more about them, or you could just really sit down with yourself, block out everything else in terms of your phone, social media, anything, and pull out a piece of paper and ask yourself. That's in that case, it's only if you had a problem in life and you were able to overcome it. How did I overcome X? How did I overcome X? How did I overcome problem? Of course, you're not going to come up with answers right away, but we all need to start somewhere. You don't need to have the perfect product. All you need is just a general idea of what you'll be selling. How did I overcome X? So if you were someone who was extremely overweight, how did I lose weight? How did I get a six-pack? If you were someone who, struggled with anxiety just like me, how did I manage my anxiety? If you were someone who had tons of acne, how did I overcome my acne? If you're someone who, drank a lot of alcohol, how did I stop drinking a lot of alcohol? If you were someone who was dyslexic, for example, how did I stop being dyslexic? Again, there's a healing process for anything really. And what you need to understand is that there are people out there who are just like you, who have the exact same passions as you, who have the exact same skills as you, who have the exact same problems as you. And all they need is to connect with someone that they could truly resonate with and help them. If you have a passion, that could be, playing piano. Ask yourself, of course, when you started, you were absolutely bad at piano. You could be like, how did I get better? How did I get better at playing piano? Okay. Your idea will be to become a personal growth advisor for beginner piano players. If you were someone, let's use another example. In that case, let's talk about someone, if you have a skill. Maybe you're someone who's very good at writing stuff. Your skill is writing. That could also be a passion, but honestly, let's just say that writing is a skill. We could do a heck ton of stuff with writing. You can write newsletters, you can write blogs, you can write email, you can write ad copy. You can write stories. I'm sure sometimes you come up with your own stories in your head, and you may have recorded them on your phone or written them out on your phone notes. You could be like, well, how did I get better at writing? And you can go out and help newbie writers get better at writing. PGA stands for Personal Growth Advisor, which means that you'll be helping people, not businesses. And that was my big shift, is that I was helping people, not businesses. The only business that I ever helped at the beginning was a construction company. That was my first ever agency client. Although I made good money from that, straight up, about a couple months later, almost lost all that money. I almost went back to zero because I made some dumb decisions. But what you need to understand is that you should be helping people, not businesses. Now, how could you get in front of those people? I'm gonna tell you in just a second. Just bear with me. Okay. So we've talked about how to take your current passions and skills and the problems that you were able to overcome and turn it into an offer. We move on to the next step, which is actually getting those people in. Now, if you're someone who likes to pick up the camera and start talking, your best path to go is to go through content. I mean, if you really don't have any money to your name, you can go through content. But if you do have money, there comes the good stuff. You go into ads. Best, cheap ads. Now, what are cheap ads? Well, I'm gonna tell you in just a moment. After I grew my PGA offer, my Exciter offer to 10K a month plus, I decided to go and help other people start and grow their own PGA offers. One of those clients that I ended up working with was the person that I was an appointment setter for. Okay. And the strategy that I'm about to show you, you could implement it right away to do the exact same thing. And by the way, if you need help implementing all of this without having to do any of the work on your own, from coming up with your offer to the marketing strategy to setting the appointments to closing the appointments, if you need help with all of that and need someone to guide you along the way to crack your first ever 10K a month in the shortest period of time, you can check out my link. I have all my testimonies on there, and let me see how I can help you. Okay. Everybody that has ever worked with me, and for my own PGA offer, I literally, all I did was, instead of running to a sales funnel, if you don't know what a sales funnel is, you know when someone either runs an ad or posts a YouTube video, and it's this big process of like, enter your email and phone number, watch the video, qualify yourself, then book an appointment. And then they follow up with you through phone text and email reminders and yada, yada, yada. Instead of running an email funnel, instead of running a DM funnel, although those are very profitable, it just requires a little bit more money. DM funnels is running an ad directly to your DM, telling people, hey, DM me this and let me see how I can help you. Instead of running a book a call funnel, you know what we did? We ran a profile funnel. What is a profile funnel, Yusuf? I'm gonna tell you in just a moment. All those require good money to start. We're talking anywhere from 3,000 above. Now, the good thing is with a profile funnel is that you only need anywhere from $500 to 1K max. From $500 to 1K max. And honestly, you can even sign a client with less than $500. Okay. What is a profile funnel? The idea is simple. After coming up with your PGA offer, after coming up with who you're gonna help, what problem you're gonna help them solve, what passion you're gonna help them improve in, what skill you're gonna help them grow in, and how you're gonna help them solve it, and grow it, and expand it, you go ahead and create a simple ad telling people, are you person, aka the avatar you're going to be helping, going back to the piano, are you a beginner piano player? Are you someone who's trying to lose weight? You get the idea. Trying to, and then ideal outcome. Ideal outcome being, you know, improve in whatever area, overcome a specific problem, develop the skill, whatever it is, ideal outcome. And you tried X, Y, and Z. Lay out the most common solutions that your market uses, the market that you'll be getting into uses to get to the ideal outcome, and tell them, instead, try this. The idea here is to give them exactly what they would need completely for free. Give them anything that comes into your mind. Basically, give them your unique technique. Give them the unique technique completely for free on the video. And at the end of the video, tell them, if you need help, learning more about the technique you were telling them about, then go ahead and give me a follow and start going through my content. That's the funnel. I'm giving you the sauce completely for free, so if you're not writing stuff down, honestly, it's your loss. Now, after you've run up the ad, you should be spending anywhere from $5 to $10 a day, completely depending on the budget that you'll be using, which ideally should be anywhere from $500 to $1,000. You'll start getting followers each and every single day. The good part is, you did not work for those followers. You did not grind through content to get those followers. You did not worry and stress about where your next client is coming from. No, you're getting inbound leads each and every single day. And before I continue, you must have at least 10 pieces of content on your profile before you implement this funnel, or else you'll be losing a lot of money. Okay. Now you're getting followers in. What's the next step? What should you do to turn those new leads into clients? All you have to do, my brothers and sisters, is just DM them. It is as simple as that. Now, when it comes to DMing, I like to follow a 5 simple framework. Actually, wait a second. A 5 text simple framework. All I do is ask them 5 questions, then I book them in for a call, pitch them in for a call. And this is exactly what I teach to all my clients. You can check their testimonials in the link. That's exactly how we're getting them results. Of course, not everybody's using the profile funnel. Some of them are using the DM funnel, but all of them work. The principles stay the same. The strategy changes. That's literally as simple as that. Okay. 5 text simple framework. All I do in the questions, all I ask is, for how long? Of course, before we get into the questions, I say, hey name, thanks for the follow. And do not copy this word for word. I beg you, okay? I've had people the last couple of months find my ads and literally copy and paste everything word for word. And I called them out for it. Okay, hey, thanks for the follow. What drove you to follow my page? Would love to learn more about you. Very simple opener. They get back to you. You tell them, oh, for how long have you been trying to get to? Let me just make sure it's on screen. To get to ideal outcome. They're gonna tell you, well, I've been trying for the past, I don't know, maybe 6 months, three months, whatever it is, 2 weeks, whatever it is. You'll be like, oh, what have you tried? So far to get to ideal outcome. They're gonna tell you, well, I've tried this, I've tried that, this isn't working, I'm currently doing this. They're gonna tell you whatever they're currently doing to get to their ideal outcome. You tell them, oh, depending on their answer, you're gonna say, how did that go for you? Or if they said, I'm currently going through a process, how's that going for you? Very simple. Now when they reply to you, be like, okay, basically all you have to do is refer back to them the question. So what you've tried is X, but aren't really getting what you're looking for. And then just simply say, correct. You're gonna be like, oh yes, yeah, this is exactly what has been going on. So then what you say is, well, I can definitely help, would love to jump on a call with you, would love to walk you through our process to help you get to your goal. Does that sound good? You're gonna say yes, and if they say no, no problem. If they say no, ideally you would have a guide that you could send over to them, and they can go over and get nurtured over time, or they can just watch your content, get nurtured over time, and at the end buy, because at the end of the day, they're on your profile, they're not going anywhere. When they say yes, you send them your calendar link, and you book them in for a call. That's the process. Of course, this is a simplified version of the process, but you get the idea. My idea when running a business is that constant work without getting any results is like chasing dreams that halt and insult. And I've mentioned this concept in the last video. It's that constant work towards something that I don't feel passionate about, or is not getting me any results, is gonna lead disencouragement, disappointment, and that's gonna basically burn me out. But we don't want that. Instead, what I chose is that to do work that gets me predictable results, stuff that I have control over. So what are your action steps? Your action steps are actually very simple, and you should follow them right after this video. 1, create your PGA offer. If you don't know what PGA stands for, it's called Personal Growth Advisor Offer. Okay, second step, Instapage. Perfect. Third step, content, preferably ads if possible. Create your appointment script. Print. Those are your action steps. Don't focus on the end goal. Focus on the actions that you can take that will get you to the end goal. Everybody has told you to think from the end as if you've already obtained everything. When I like to set a new goal for myself, whether that be a new business that I want to create or a set of income that I want to achieve, I really like to focus on the process. I visualize and I focus on the process. Focus on your offer. Focus on the content that you'll be putting out. Focus on the ads that you'll be writing. Focus on the questions that you'll be asking in your script. So then you can get to 10K a month. The best thing is, when creating your PGA offer, like I said, is that it's unique. You're not copying people. You're not following what everybody's doing. You're not following trends. You're doing something completely unique to you and you alone. And that's exactly why you're gonna win. Because at the end of the day, winning only comes to those who are unique and authentic, not to those who copy and follow the crowd.